Okay, so here we go. I guess. Can anyone hear me okay? I guess. Yes. A. Connected. Okay. Cool. See what's going on YouTube, Twitch. Probably nothing. Alright. Mute this. Somebody did leave. That's unfortunate. A couple of people actually left. That's sucky. Oh well. Alright, well, let's see. It happens. It does. Up and down and up and down and up and down. Oh shit, no revenue this week. How down am I? Ads about to start? Huh? No. It's crazy. 110 followers. Didn't I have more? Yeah, I did. Okay. So engagement. Low. A few weeks ago. I am not playing that. Stupid computer. Delete that. What the? Okay. That. Okay. Done. That's better. Okay. Alright. Finally back online after about a week. Not by choice, mind you. By... Well, I didn't want to just disappear. But I've been busy in my college classes. I had some massive paperwork to catch up on, unfortunately, and, well, yeah, fun stuff. Stuff does happen when it overwhelms you. Who is watching on YouTube? There's quite a few people there. I have no idea. A lot of people. Botrix. I have no idea. Okay. Very odd. Hey, Thorn, what's up, man? Yo. And another bot. Thorn and a bot. That answers that question. Gotta love consistency with streaming, yes. Isn't that fun? I love consistency, especially when it's not good. So what are you up to tonight, Thorn? Have you tested out the new Argo ship? Hopefully. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's a good multi-crewer, and it's a little more utilitarian than the Mole was. Even though they're essentially a similar chassis and stuff. Yeah. Kick, unfortunately, that's all I usually get over there. Bots and people wanting me to buy crap. Sadly. Bots and people who want me to buy their garbage. Which I'm like, no, I'm not interested. You know? Why would I buy your hawking garbage, right? Uh, 27. What in the world? Hmm. Well, that's odd. Huh. It's not showing on the YouTube for so. It's from February 9th. Okay. It has a few issues. I'm pretty sure they'll iron them out, though, for the most part. It seems like a good ship, though. It's not perfect, but I've heard it does have a few issues, maybe. Like you've said. Huh? Wait. Yeah. I'll agree with that. It's a good multi-use ship. Yep. Hopefully they do improve it a bit. Some of the refinements that need to happen. We'll see. Hey, Squirrel Lord. Here's a second person. Okay, cool. What's up, man? Hadn't been on for a couple of days because I've had things to do IRL. Mostly schoolwork. Mm-hmm. It's not loading. Odd. Another day at work. Yep. I hear that. Another day at work. That's a thing. Well, it is a thing, you know. Yep. Another day at work. Yep. I believe that. God, I'm tired. Yeah, and for me, it was another day at school, having to deal with people I don't like. I'm just trying to get down with my college courses. Ugh. 3 days of 12-hour shifts? Yeah. You know what would be bad during that time? A freaking idiot trying to keep you up next door. You know? Like somebody who doesn't know when to stay quiet during the night or day. Right? Isn't that annoying? I can't I can't stand some people because in some neighborhoods because they act like the world doesn't affect them in any way, and then when you go like, hey, trying to get some sleep here, it's suddenly a problem. Yeah, I feel for people that do have to. You know, the ones that keep you up in the middle of the night, you know, or day. Obviously, I agree with you, Squirrel Lord. Shouldn't leave any suggestions here. I don't like neighbors like that. Well, if they get too loud and other people are complaining, at that point, call the, just do the authorities. Don't intervene yourself. You never know what they're going to pull. As much as people say, oh, don't involve the authorities, I'm like, well, at a certain point, you're going to have to because what if your door gets kicked in or something? That's my problem. I don't want to, be somebody else's punching bag. Obviously, I don't suggest confrontation. These days, you don't know what anybody's going to do. I just say that as a regular rule of thumb. I've had neighbors in the past that were real trouble neighbors, and I am glad I moved out of my old neighborhood because some of them were troublesome, we'll put it that way. Yeah. That's about the only thing I can say. They were trouble. Anywho, how's the week finding everyone else? Hopefully well. I hope. What do I think about the mole? I think it was going to happen one way or another. Honestly, people might not want to hear this, but I think the mole was going to be a salvager ship for a long time, or a variant of it was going to be a salvager for a long time. And people planned it a while back. You know, that's good. It's good. It's going well. That's what I think. I think they planned the mole salvager a long time ago. In fact, further back than people probably think. I'd venture. I am hoping the mole gets some of the development that the moth did. You know, the backward stuff, like the consoles and stuff, retroactively worked into it for, efficiency's sake, right? Ow. Damn, that hurt. Really hopeful about that. Yeah, I think that's probably on the work list. Because now that the Moth is out with a much more improved internals, does the Moth have physical parts? Do we know? Or is it waiting in the pipeline like everything else? Do we know? Because if it doesn't, that's kind of disappointing. Oh. What's that on my foot? Dang. That's a lot of people. Huge dip. Apparently so. The Moth has physical components. Okay, so the mole could benefit from being re-engineered back from the Moth internals. Okay, that makes sense. Right? So that's a good sign. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. The cockpit and are enclosed on the Moth 2. That's good. I want to hear stuff like that. That's making me consider buying it. I'm really eyeballing it for an upgrade from another ship. I don't know which one I'm going to use, though. Let me see. While I'm talking here. Man, I'm tired. Wow, that was a ballista. Huh? Ow. Foot. Sorry. I'm glad to hear that kind of stuff because that definitely shows an improvement. Let's see. Hangar. Ship upgrades. Pulse. MDC. SRV. What's that? $299. Okay. Great. Just great. Can I upgrade this too? Okay. The Star Lancer I can change. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. Same price as the Molnong War Bond. Oh, okay. So it's not super expensive, but it is kind of a pinch. So I would need to upgrade from my Apollo Triot Medvac to do it. And that would be... Let me see. Apollo Medvac. It's going to be $25. No, oh, not the mole. What am I doing? The Moth. Industrial. Medium salvage. Right. Although, I do have other ships I can turn back into the Apollo. So, that's good. I have a ton of ships in buyback and upgrade chains that I can at the ready in case I need them. So, that's useful. Yeah. Yeah, I have many choices to upgrade chain from. I prefer to go path of least resistance. That way I keep my Apollo, and also my Moth. But that's just me. Not everybody has as many choices as I do, which stinks, but yeah. Also, spending this money in the event of the battle cruiser, what I'm looking forward to mid-year is the price of the battle cruiser. Thorn, how much do you think that ridiculous ship will be? 5,000? 6,000? I got like 12K in credit. I don't think it'll be anywhere near 12K. Oh, you're waiting for the Vanguard Sentinel to go on Warbond? Yeah. I would say the battle cruiser will be probably under 6K. I don't see it being 8K. They might make a bigger ship. People have told me they'll never sell the Bengal, but if they want to make money, they will at some point post 1.0 sell the Bengal probably for a bit. I'm not saying it for 100% certainty. Yeah, 550. 550, maybe six grand. Yeah. I don't see it being much more than a Javelin. It's just a big battleship. We'll have to wait and see. It's like anything else. Why is this not loading up? Okay. It's not. Uh-oh. Huh. Well, that's weird. We'll have to simply wait and see, man. I mean, it could be any price. We'll have to see. I hope it gets like a package treatment. Like it plus some other smaller ships, but not like a whole ensemble. Maybe the battle cruiser, the Perseus, and maybe some other ship, right? In a triple threat pack. I don't think they'll package it with the Idris or Polaris. We'll see. They might make a big bruisers pack with the battle cruiser, the Idris, the Javelin, the Polaris, and Perseus. Yeah, I would hold out, Thorn. If it is more, just save up and grab it when you can. Because I doubt it'll be around for long. As soon as you can, you might have to wait, you know. My concern is spending more than I have. I have about 12K in credit. There's no way it's more than that. If it's 15, people will eat crow, man. People will lose their ever-loving minds. Not saying it's impossible, but yeah. Yeah. Right. I might have to hold out too if it's more than 12 grand, which I hope is not what it is. But oh my god, if it's more than $12,000, who's gonna buy that? That's like ludicrous money. I don't see anybody spending 12K on a ship that's in a game. I mean, yeah, I could see them doing it. Right. If it goes over 6, I would question them on the price. Yeah, as a content creator, I definitely would. Because 6K is pushing it. With like 8 or 10, and it's not a bangle. What the heck are we doing? Right? I will say, a bangle, I could see at 10K. Right? If they ever sold like a base generic Bengal carrier, just like a carrier form, and it's not got the offensive weaponry but has the defensive weapons, and it's got powerful shields but not, just mediocre offensive weapons to defend for incoming fighters, I could see 10K for the Bengal, but not 15. That's pushing it, even for the Bengal. Even at a 1 kilometer mark. They might try 8K for the Bengal. We'll have to see. That's assuming they ever sell it at all. Assuming they ever sell it. We'll see. It's too big of a target for some people. Even though it's well armored, it's slow. It is not designed for close range combat. You've seen it. It's a back row ship. It's not a it's not a head to header. It's not. Sorry, it's not. No. In my opinion, it's not. It's what is it? It's a carrier. Aircraft carrier. People are getting it because it's a powerful warship are using it the wrong way. It's used for ferrying fighters. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. Whew. She home yet? No. God, I'm tired. Oh my. That's a lot, dude. Yeah, you have to weigh your checks and balances. I have an Idris, a Javelin, a Polaris, several large ships just for the battle cruiser. I'm trying to see if my current. Let me show you my current package. Hang on. I don't think I've ever shown anybody my current package at all. This is going to be eye opening. It's not really a package, but it's more of a. What do you call it? It's a ship pack. I'm so far along in ships that I have uber credit if I melt this. Yeah. All right. Okie dokies. Wow. I had to go back through almost 9 pages to find it. Yeah. More than that. I'm at page 10 or 11. There it is. Okay, here it is. This is my this is my how do I put it? Mark of travesty. Check this out. Okay. So here I have my Javelin, my Nautilus, my Medvac, Perseus, Paladin, Raylan, Zeus ES, Vulture, Starlancer Max, Polaris Gladiator, Arestra, Galaxy, Hull B, Liberator, Asgard, Ironclads, SRV, Hermes, Raft, and Saber Firebird. I have one of those enormous packages that you get from, the big events. I think that one I bought at IAE. What was that? That was the Idris or Aegis Complete Pack, which was I bought May 18th of last year. Yep. And I'm almost a Praetorian on top of all that. Here in a couple of days, I'm going to buy a Hermes and finally vault over Praetorian. when I get enough money for it, you know. I'm just going to outright buy a Hermes to hang on to when I melt my main package. In the event I don't have enough money, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I actually like the Hermes, unlike some people, because it's actually one of the better, uh, you know, is definitely one of the better cargo vessels. Not as, it's still second to my raft, because I still love my raft, but yeah. I'm like within $100, so really close. Yep. It's kind of amusing too. I didn't think I'd be this deep in ship collecting when I first started this journey more than 10 years, almost 10 years ago now. Yeah. It's so hilarious. Yeah, it happens. People are like, oh, it'll never happen. Well, it gradually creeps up on you. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh. There it is. It updated. Huh. So before you take off, Thorn, I got a question for you. What do you think about the updates this week? Um, the car. A lot of people were disappointed, but they keep forgetting 4.7 is shaping up to a fairly decent size of a patch. Is it huge? No, but is it bigger than the last patch we got? Yeah. I think it's slightly bigger than the last patch we got. And remember, we're still maybe a month or two away. So they're going to add more to it, right? That we don't even know about. Hmm. What am I looking for? Oh. Yeah. It's at least how I feel about it. Zero, zero. 2.25 years ago. I'm looking forward to 4.7 as well. We're going to have more areas in Nyx to explore. more new armors, including the old heavy combat armor we saw at CitizenCon 2.5 years ago. So, remember the Berserker / heavy combat armor? They called it the tank armor. Yeah, that's finally getting put in the game. As well as Rockbreaker and other areas. Ah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Rockbreaker too. Because that will play into crafting. Mark my words. I think crafting is coming much, much sooner than people think. I think it'll be the July patch. Because it says it's been extended to March of 27th of this year. We'll have to see. It might be. We don't know yet. That's a good question, though. Locked behind Shubin Rep. It might be. I wouldn't doubt it. That is a good question, though. Yeah, I think you might be right. We'll have to see. It's like a lot of things, I guess. Yeah, it's a good question. Like a lot of stuff, we're going to have to wait and see. Yeah. Yep. Wow. Still, I wonder what the holdup is on Nix One. I'm kind of curious about that. You know, the holdup on Nix One. Yeah, I think that's what they're aiming for, an exclusive one that you can only share to your friends and one that's open to everyone to jump into. I hope that the one that is just you and your buddies is instanced. Hear me out. You wouldn't want anyone just intruding in your fun, right? Get what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. Let's be real though. The People's Alliance, sadly, they're outmatched. Even if they can fight off an initial UE invasion, it's not going to be looking good for them. You know what I mean? It's basically a war of attrition if I'm a betting man, you know? I'm not fond of saying stuff like that, but it might not go very well for the People's Alliance unless they have some sort of secret super weapon. Right? I'm not saying that to be a jerk either. I'm just saying it to be honest, brutally honest. It's not gonna be pretty. Why is this not helpful? Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to forge a alliance. I think what we're going to see is Nyx join as a territory of the UEE, and there'll be an embassy for the UEE in Nyx. You know what I mean? Like an embassy, or like some sort of consulate. That way they can coordinate. There will be a. I think Nyx is going to be slightly less dangerous than Pyro, and at that point, Pyro will be a lot more violent and more negative. So yeah, exactly. The Vanduul are coming in from Virgil too. That's why I think Virgil. This is what I think. That's what I think personally. Virgil, which is connected to Nyx, will be among the next 5 systems after Castra and Terra, being that they're connected to Nyx is connected to Odin, which is a UE controlled system. Nyx is also connected to Virgil, which is a fallen system under the occupation of the Vanduul. So, I could kind of see Virgil being the 10th system. Not the 6th or 7th, but probably number 10. We'll simply have to wait and see. It's kind of been a theory of mine for a bit that ever since they showed off that area, they were preparing to throw Vanduul space at us relatively early. Yeah, like a skirmish version of chess, where we're forced to retake Cyrene. Yep. Like a major operation to retake Cyrene from the Vanduul. And maybe start re-terraforming the planet. Exactly. Cyrene, as you know, is that planet that was heavily jungled and forested. Yeah. It was heavily developed. Hmm. I wonder how they would structure it, like in stages over a year. Like we retake the system and force the Vanduul out. That's a good question. How would you structure such a major thing as recapturing a system? Maybe capture the jump point, choke points, or at least the one by the UEE. Establish a base of operations there, right? Send Vanguard out to scout the planets of Virgil and eliminate as many Vanduul as possible to lure out their leader, which in this case probably would be a destroyer at the very least, with a couple of hunters. Need I remind you the hunter? Yep, stages, yep. It would be first establish a UE foothold near the entry to the system. That way you can use it as a staging area. That would be stage 1 and 2. Recon the area and eliminate threats long enough for a vanguard to arrive to establish a base foothold. And then stage 2, this would be permanent though. There would be a permanent UE presence in the system. And then they would send us, oh God, what is that company? You know, the one that works with the UE Navy. Yeah. Intersect. Intersect works with the UE Navy. That's the one. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a kingship. Maybe not as powerful as the one that attacked Vega, but like a damaged one, but still powerful. You know, very powerful. Introduce the Javelin. If it hasn't been already by this point. The Javelin would go out in groups, probably of 3, to go out after and pick off the kingship. But notice they wouldn't go alone. They'd go with Idris, Polaris, Perseus, a full fleet battle. This would be totally new. Yeah, the battle cruiser with the kingship. The battle cruiser probably knocks some holes in it easily. I was just saying, in case they haven't introduced the javelin yet, introduce it then, and then drop the battle cruiser. Yeah. Who knows? It may go that way. By the way, the Javelin is done. Yay! But if you think that's the only big ship we got, we have a surprise for everyone today. Right? Could you imagine? People were like, oh God, here it comes. And here it comes, this ginormous, hulking mass. And they call it, and I'm gonna predict this. It's going to be the Corvus class battle cruiser. It's based on the Corvus at Vega. The Corvus is almost the size of a Bengal. It's huge. Big ship. That sucker is going to punch holes in the King ship. We'll simply have to wait and see. Yeah, Javelin owners and crew would panic, yeah. Can you imagine? You aren't joking, man. They would panic. They'd be like, what's next? The Bengal. It'd be funny if Jared made the crack. Oh, about the Bengal. Chris yells, no, Jared, keep quiet. And people are like, oh my God. People be like, right? Chris would literally yell across the room, Jared, shh. And we're like, say what? I can imagine even battlecruiser owners would be like, excuse me? What did you say? Care to repeat? Yes, exactly. Battlecruiser owners would be like, say what again? That would be very, very funny. I mean, you're not wrong, dude. I mean, yeah. Do, do, I'm making jokes here, but if they ever announced that behemoth, I think the internet would just break. I am for real saying if they ever announce the largest, yeah, the most desired ship is now. Thank you, Vappy Great Man, for the follow. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. My phone did not update properly for some goofy reason. Huh. That was weird. Yeah, I think the internet would either freeze or burn because it exists. You know, it's in game. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get ready for family arriving home here pretty soon. Appreciate you hanging out. It's about 7:30 here tonight, but yeah, I will be streaming much earlier tomorrow because I have a meeting in a public meeting over in the next city over. Um, you know, later in the evening. So unfortunately, I can't do late night streams tomorrow night. I'm gonna be tired. I have astronomy club meetings every second Friday of every month. So, been going to them since I was a kid. Some of my friends, though, are long gone, though. It's good talking to you, Thorn. All right. Yeah, no worries. Remember, real life matters too, dude. Right? You gotta make money. Money is that important thing, man. You know? You gotta pay the bills somehow. You can't just be like, oh, I'm not gonna pay bills tomorrow. This is not updating. A lot of people forget that. Okay. Have a good night, Thorn. Everyone else is well.